I think I might be live. I can see the countdown timer. Okay, looks like I'm live. Hey, Mike Healy here, and I wanted to do a quick video. I wanted to go live to show some people some stuff because a lot of people have no idea what I do primarily for a living or anything like that. And the title of this video, this Facebook Live I'm doing, I'll probably put it on my YouTube channel as well, is Home-Based Businesses Are a Scam Unless You Know How to Do This. And I'd say the reason that I wanted to put that up here is because I've got lots of friends that know me from this. I've got lots of people that have been in business with me before and stuff like that. And I'll just real quick, and I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to pull up my screen. I'm going to go dual screen, and then I'm going to go shrink myself and show you some stuff. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to address something because when I was back in the early 90s, when I was in the bar business, someone actually invited me to go to a home-based business thing, and I was totally skeptical. Really, didn't know what I was going to get myself into. And I went there, and I was so bored. It was the worst presentation. The guy was so boring. Went like an hour. And I think the last 5 minutes is what caught my attention. And I found out there were some guys in the room that were making a couple $1,000s a month, supplementing their income. And what was so funny was after I started talking to some people in the room, I got real excited about this because they were talking about this thing called residual income. Now, at this time in my life, I think I was about 27 years old. I had never heard the phrase or heard the word, residual income. And I remember getting excited, calling my dad and say, "Hey, Dad, there's this company that I just saw. I think I'm going to make a lot of money with it, and they've got this thing called residential income." And he goes, "You mean residual?" And I go, "I think they got that too." So I had no idea what residual meant. Residual means you do some work today, you continue to get paid on that work again and again and again. Hey guys, I see a bunch of you guys jumping on here, but I'm going to not squirrel on you because the OCD will kick in and I'll lose my train of thought. But what I did was I couldn't figure out, so I got involved just honestly in the bar business. I got involved in the direct selling, networking, whatever you want to call it, really just to supplement my income. Okay, that was it. Both Stacy and I, my wife, we were in the hospitality industry, is what you want to call it professionally, and we made really good money and stuff like that. But I just got tired of working and doing it and being up late and all that stuff. And we were about to start a family. So when I found like a home-based business, I was pretty intrigued at the fact that I could just supplement my income, which I thought was the coolest thing, right? You do some work today, you get paid again and again. So let's fast forward because I'm going to show you some stuff here that I think will blow your mind. Okay, so let's go back in history. So I've been in networking for 23 years, done very, very well with it. Literally have created a full-time income and raised 3 kids and lived in nice, driven nice vehicles and had a nice lifestyle for all these years. But the most important thing is it's not just the money, that it's actually been more importantly about the freedom that we've had because of it. Okay. Now, here's the thing: is the reason most people think it's a scam is most people are never introduced to it in a way that they see themselves succeeding with it. That's kind of the big catch thing here. Is okay. So all that being said, I'm for some reason I've got this mind that looks for puzzles or tries to solve puzzles all the time. And I always looked at networking as, this thing that everybody else did. And they were going to, and it was for the top and the best and the brightest. But what I began to learn were systems. Okay. And I read some stuff and I heard some things in this. One guy said this in an audio training I heard. He said, systems are the solution, systems are the way that you take ordinary people and turn them into extraordinary performers. Great businesses do not look for extraordinary people. Great businesses leverage ordinary people with good systems. So something along those lines. I paraphrase. I've said that phrase like 10,000 times, and for the first time I end up messing up. Systems are the leverage by which you turn ordinary people into extraordinary performers. There it is. And what I found was in the old way, in the old times of doing networking, in most cases, and this stuff still works, is you had to, drive for meetings, you had to go to hotels, you had to, be away from your family a lot of times, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that still works, okay? But I figured out different ways to do online marketing and create a real home-based business. It always kind of cracked me up as how people said they had a home-based business, but they were never home because they were always. I was perfect, perfect example of that. So what I did is I've always looked for companies that I could work primarily out of my home. Okay, that were less hands-on, I guess you could say. You didn't have to have a doctorate to understand products and ingredients and things like that. And the biggest thing, and what I'm going to show you on my screen, was I believe that that in the old home-based business scenarios, that a lot of times the reason people didn't succeed a lot of times was due to the fact that most of them are still doing Blockbuster. They're acting like Blockbuster technology when it's now a Netflix world. Okay. Blockbuster was big and it worked and it was a massive thing. And they even had a bowl game, a college bowl game. I don't know why I remember that. But today's day and age is completely different. Same thing with Amazon. Back in the day, you had to go to a store to get products. And most, direct selling home-based businesses are product-based. Okay. A lot of them, and I've been in tons of product-based companies where I made a lot of money. But the problem is as soon as Amazon came around, they could get the exact same product on there, cheaper, less expensive, faster delivery, guaranteed to their door in 2 days. You couldn't compete with that. Okay. Or I couldn't compete with that. So I was always looking, and I always liked the industry of networking and so on. So recently, I'm just going to bring you up to speed. I'm going to show you exactly what I've done. In 10 months, believe it or not, I've actually been able to make some very significant money in what people would normally see with what I chose as a company. But most importantly, I've got people that are succeeding because I figured out how to set systems up to make it easy for people to kind of launch their business. Okay, so I'm gonna go side by side with you for a second, and then I'm gonna blow this which I got to point to the right way. I'm gonna blow that up here in a second so that you can see it. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so most people, like I said earlier, they're hesitant to do networking because they see it as something maybe their friends are going to look down on, or they don't understand it, or they think they have to be some polished speaker and things like that. And I understood that that was not the way you created a massive organization. And it was definitely the thing that I didn't want to have to continue to do was, have to do everything for everybody. Usually if you become, if you do all these home meetings and presentations, a lot of times people become dependent on the person versus the systems. So what I did is I created systems. So let me show you these systems. I'm going to go to my desktop here, and let me see how I can do this. I'm going to shrink myself, and then we're going to go right here. Okay, so first off, I want to talk to you, and I know it looks like the infinity thing just happened, but what I want to tell you is this, is I chose a company because it was a technology company to begin with, okay? And their flagship product was in the travel space, okay? Company's iBuumerang, but the thing that I want to talk about is they got in their flagship product is travel, okay? Now I was never interested in travel, really, even though I've had friends that made millions of dollars in it. But what they offered was something similar that you can do with everything else out there. I mean, everybody knows about the other booking engines, okay? So just follow me on this, because I'm not pitching you on this company. I'm pitching you on the systems that I put together to help people succeed with this technology, okay? Because what happens is people go in here and they can shop around just like they normally would, and they find savings because the model of networking has always worked in home-based businesses, because you can acquire customers cheaper than most companies traditionally that advertise for them. So that's the key point, okay? What our thing is I was so fascinated in the fact that they pay us 50% of what anybody saves. So if somebody saves $161, you make a check of 50% of that, 50% of that, 50% of that. So, right. So it's kind of cool. Now, what's nice about this is you get customers when somebody becomes enrolled, and this is my back office, you get customers simply by giving them a code, and they activate a private website for free. Okay. So it's not rocket science. It's very easy to do. And once they've gone in, they put their name in or we put their name in there, we generate a code and give it to them. They just go to the website, set it up, and then they have access to this website, okay? So on this website, all they literally have to do is go in here and pick a hotel, a cruise, a car, a flight, just like they normally would in anything else, okay? So that's the technology. That's real simple. Okay. So let me talk to you about the systems that I have in place. Now, most people understand that, hey, if they could get paid for giving something away to somebody for free, and the statistics show, the statistics are showing right now, I'm going to go bigger on you real quick. The statistics are showing right now that anybody that uses our platform typically saves about $600 a year. That means every customer that we accumulate for free, we're making about $300. Okay, so real quick, do some math here. I've personally given away enough codes that 200 people have become customers. Over a little over 200 people have become customers. That means potentially for giving something to somebody away for free, a technology, that I'm going to earn around $300 times 200. Do your own math. That's residual income. That's why I got in here. Do you know how many rental properties I would have had to purchase to create that kind of secondary residual income? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many insurance accounts I would have had to close? I mean, because I've done rental properties and I've done insurance and stuff like that. Okay, but let me show you now. I want to show you the systems. Okay, because what one of the things that I've learned how to do was introduce people to our business very easily on Facebook. Okay, now check this out. Okay, so when I talk about systems are the leverage by which you turn ordinary people into extraordinary performers. Most people, and you're on here right now watching me on Facebook, right? Most people are probably looking for a home business, or maybe not a home business, but they're looking for a way to supplement their income. So this is one of the things that I've created. I created a strategy we use called the ATM strategy, okay? Which means add, tag, and message somebody. And all I did was I created a private or a secret Facebook group that has some basic information in there, like short videos. Okay, like here's a video right here that I created for people to use. That if they click on this, you might be able to hear this. I'll turn this up a little so you can hear it.
Interested in a viable way to supplement your income, if it didn't mean having to change careers, take on a second job, become some kind of internet whiz, or push products on friends and family.
Okay, real simple. So this is a short video, and the majority of people watch this entire video because I check analytics and stuff like that, right? It's just a quick teaser video that gets somebody to look at it. Now, the strategy here is very simply this, is when people join our company, or most cases, like if I was to talk to you, let's say you are interested and I said, hey, I know, Terry, you're looking at a way to supplement your income. All I would do is I would just add you to this Facebook group. I would type in your name right here, and I would put you in here. And then what I do is I make a comment of this. Okay. So you can see right here, check this out. The comments in most cases are because those are people that have made a comment saying, hey, Lisa, watch this short video. Okay. And they do, right? And so what they're doing is they're watching this video and it's piquing their interest. Well, the next thing they want to know is, well, what's the big picture? So here is the second thing. I do the exact same thing. I make a comment in here, and this video is only 10 minutes long, and there's over 1,100. Check that out. There's 1,100 people that have tagged people in this video. Okay, 1,100 people have tagged, meaning that they have just made a comment, and you can see some of the people right here. Like I did this morning. A good friend of mine that I went to high school with, he actually inboxed me, and I said, hey, Steve, this is a second video you should watch. Check out this quick presentation. Okay. Now, you think about this for a second, is I'm not leaving my house. I'm getting my message in front of people. I add a few people to this group daily. It's free. It doesn't cost anybody anything. And here's the powerful thing, okay? Let me go back. I want to go dual screen because I need you to focus on this. I'll make myself a little bigger here. Is what happens when I add somebody to that private Facebook group and they accept it, they can go in and look around. I'll show you some more stuff in there. But the cool part is the next thing somebody posts, or if I make a post in there, or we show somebody an example of saving money or things like that, it automatically goes through their news feed. So it's automatically following up for my prospect or person without me having to do it, because the fortune's in the follow-up. In any sales position or networking or whatever, it's the fortune's in the follow-up. But most people don't know how to properly follow up. So what I'm doing is I'm using a system to follow up for them. Now check this out. You can go into, actually there's a thing over here called Units tab, and people can go in and literally click on the different things that we have in here. Like they can watch the video, an overview of our company's thing, or they can see customer examples. Like these are actual savings examples that people have, like somebody saving $105, you know, and I've got photos in here, obviously, of all these savings things, like 102, 359. A lot of these are mine and my wife's. 81, 20. That means that everybody is getting 50% off. Anybody, like here's Angie. Angie, I think you're even on here if you're still watching this. Angie did save $697 on one of the things that she put in here. This was a great post. That means if Angie's somebody's customer, they would have made 50% of that for giving somebody away something for free. Okay. So that's how cool using this is. So that's system number one. Okay. Let's talk about system number two. Now, once somebody joins, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go dual screen on you real quick. So once somebody says, you know, this looks good, I'm in, sign me up. The next thing that I like to do is they need some basics, right? Some training. Okay. So, you know, how do you train a lot of people at times? So the solution and the biggest thing I ever heard, or one of the coolest things I ever heard in network marketing is that success in networking is just about getting a large group of people to do a few easy tasks over a sustained period of time. So how have I been able to get quite a few people to join? I just showed you. I got them to go in and look at some stuff in this group. And then how do I educate these people so that they can go out and have success doing the exact same thing and create this massive, massive organization? Literally, I have thousands of people in my organization now in basically 10 months that all have handfuls of customers, meaning that it's spinning off residual income off of customers. And I've done it from the comfort of my own home because I had systems in place. So let me show you what happens when somebody gets involved. So after somebody joins, my cat's scratching my chair here. The most important thing I do is I get them into my private team training Facebook group, right? So the private team training Facebook group is this one. Now, what's cool about this is I have a chat bot set up in here, which is just the automated messenger things that you can get your hands on. Cat, stop. And then what you do is you click on it and I deliver you some messages. Now, here's something really, really important is in most people's, one of the biggest things that I found that networking has solved for most people is most people join a networking company for the product or opportunity, the way to make money, or, you know, they just want to use the product of any sorts, but they typically stay for the community and the culture. The community is the people, the culture is how we do it. What I create is I create a really, really good group of community of people that are very, very excited. Like, see these, Debbie Van probably isn't even on watching this Facebook Live, but she is liking these posts of people in here. Now, here's the thing. We've got a big event coming up in Houston, and I always promote and edify people for taking the right activities. So when somebody buys a ticket to the event or they get promoted, we put them in here. But check this out. The strategy right here on this 5-star group, guess what? All I got to do is when I sign a new person up that wants to know exactly how that works, I did a training video on it. Okay, I did a training video on it called the ATM launch strategy right here. It's not that long of a video. And all I will do is I'll go in here and tag somebody in here. And I'll say, you know, I'll put their name and say, hey, watch this video. This will teach you exactly the strategy we use for the 5-star group. Okay, real simple. Okay, real simple. So what I'm doing is I'm creating systems and solutions for people so that they don't have to be smart at this type of business. And most home-based businesses, everybody's relying on that person to be super educated, super informed. You think you have to know everything. And I try to stay as dumb as possible, and force my people to stay as dumb as possible, but do a couple easy things. Invite somebody to you know, get a free website that they set up a platform. If they ever go to anywhere, they ever rent a car, go to a hotel, flight, a travel, cruise, whatever, that they keep me in mind and they use that platform. That's customer acquisition, right? I also find people who want to make money doing the exact same thing, and I invite them into the 5-star group, which is the group that does the marketing, right? Or does the introduction to the person that's potentially interested in generating income. And then the next thing I do is I send them to the Boom Time group, which is the community culture, which they get up to speed and they can be part of the community and we can help them out. Okay. One more thing I'm going to show you and then I'm basically done. Let me go shrink myself one more time. So 5-star group is where people learn about our business. This is where the Boom Time, where we educate the people on the business. And then I got one more thing that I'm working on. It's a little more special that I have not launched yet, but a lot of people join at our company and they join at these higher levels and they want to really build a, like a big income. Let's say a 6-figure, multiple 6-figure, 7-figure income. And it takes a little more strategy on some of the things. I also have a private marketing group that I have that's exactly the same thing. But what I have is I've got these training units in here, and I'm actually building this right now. I'm almost done on doing things on Facebook. I've got tips on things and so on, that basically when somebody joins my group, I get them set up with all these systems so they can basically run with scissors and not hurt themselves. Okay. So let me, I'm going to go solo on you real quick. Did you guys, if you got comments on here, feel free to leave some in here. If you guys have used this stuff or anything like that, I might be able to pop your face up here. Let me see if this works. Yeah. Hey, Angie, there you are. I'm going to put you on here. You made a good comment here. It's not about the money. It's about what you can do with the money. Absolutely. It's a very powerful thing, but I'll tell you this, it's very simple what I've been doing. Okay. I wake up when I'm done sleeping. I do what I want throughout the day. What else? My wife and I, we basically work from home together, and it's the reason it works is because I'm putting these systems in place to allow people to succeed faster, more efficiently by leveraging today's technology to deliver the message. Because the number one thing is, I'm gonna put Dawn up here. Thank you, Dawn. Let me see if I can get you up here. Love that scissor analogy. Yeah, run with scissors. Okay, me and my buddy, my business partner, we always talked about running with scissors. Looks like I got some sunshine coming up. I'm doing this pretty early in the morning. I shaved a little bit on my here, but I didn't today. But I think that if somebody was looking for a home business, there are some great companies out there. And if you're not involved and you're watching this, always encourage somebody to go be a better person. Okay. Always encourage somebody to be a better person, not just, poo-poo them because they've made a decision to do something. Because you can't deny the things you cannot deny the things that I've had happen for my life. Coming from no business background, barely graduating high school, never went to college, drunk out, alcoholic bouncer bartender for all those years, and to be able to transition into creating an income for people is just, for myself. And now I've been able to not only train or meet thousands, but probably hundreds of thousands of people have been able to watch these things. And the other thing too is what's kind of cool about the way I have everything set up, and I teach people to do this, is when questions come up, I always answer somebody with a tool. I really, in most cases, I don't even get bogged down in answering questions. So if somebody has a question on how does this work, I either created one or the company's created one. A simple solution for that. Yeah, absolutely, Darlene. Simplicity is the key. I'm gonna see if I can put your comment up here. Simplicity is the key. Really, absolutely. Okay. So if you think about it, this is something that I just showed you exactly what I've done to create a very, very good income. I do it from my home. I do it when I want, with whom I want. And it's really, really simple. Okay. I add people to a private Facebook group. They're interested or they're not. If they are interested in join, I add them to another Facebook group so they can get the training. And then if they want to take it to the next level, I give them a little more training that takes them a little higher, to go from the 5-figure a month check to the 6-figure a month check kind of thing. So that's really how it comes down to. And the disclaimer is, just because somebody joins a company does not mean that they'll ever make any money. And I didn't make any claims here in this video or anything like that. But it's a learning curve. You just learn how to do it. But I believe that the reason people think home-based businesses are a scam is most of them treat it like a hobby And most people's hobbies cost them money, right? I treat mine like a business, and that's why it's very, very, very profitable. Okay. And I don't go out there and, blow my cash or things like that. I mean, I still drive a minivan that's got 165,000 miles on it. Okay. Not because I can't go buy a new car. It's because it's paid for. I don't care what the neighbors think. It gets me from point A to point B, and I can go buy Chipotle whenever I want, which is really my goal in life, is to be able to eat unlimited Mexican food. So awesome. I'm going to put up. Thank you, Kathy, for your comment. Let me see if I can get that up there. Thank you, Kathy, for your comment. I very much appreciate that. Here's another one. Let's see if it comes up. Ben, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Jose, Jose, I think that's not, maybe it's not. Let me see. I do not have this. I don't have this in Spanish, but there's some people that have probably made some stuff in Spanish, and so on. So anyhow, just wanted to do an impromptu live on here. Thank you guys for jumping on and watching it. I'll get this on my YouTube channel as well, but I appreciate you guys being on here. And hey, there's the method to the madness. You just got to see it live, and hopefully you got something out of it. So anyhow, talk to you guys in a bit. Have a good one. Love you. Peace and out.